Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and today's video is going to be another book tag. I just love doing book tags. It is by far one of my favorite things to film, so I decided today to do the totally should've book tag. And this book tag was created by Emma Books. I will leave her original video down below if you would like to check it out. I was not tagged by anyone to do this tag, but I loved the questions and I wanted to go ahead and share my answers with you guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first question asks us, totally should have gotten a sequel. And the book that I chose for this question is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I read this book at the beginning of this year. It is about a girl who was raped by her brother's best friend, and I absolutely loved this book. I actually did a full spoiler-free review. I will leave it linked down below if you would like to check out my thoughts on this book, but I really liked the way this book ended. I felt it was satisfactory. However, I wished I had gotten more out of it. I really wanted to know the aftermath of the decision of the main character. I just felt like it truly deserves a sequel. Alright, and then the second question for this book tag is totally should have gotten a spin-off series. And I am going to go with everyone's answer for this question, and that is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I loved the Harry Potter series. It is by far one of my favorite series of all time, as is for a lot of people, and I do know she came out with The Cursed Child. While I haven't read it, it's based off of the same characters that we saw from the Harry Potter series. I believe it's also focusing on some of the children from the Harry Potter series, but I just want a spin-off series that is revolving on completely different characters. I would love to see spin-off series that is on a different era than the Harry Potter era. Even characters that we got glimpses of in the Harry Potter series, I think that would just be fantastic. Alright, and then the third question asks us an author who should totally write more books. And the author that I chose is Marcus Zusak, who wrote The Book Thief. If you guys are new to my channel, The Book Thief is one of my favorite books of all time, and I believe this was his last book that he wrote. This book was written like 10 years ago. Marcus Zusak is such a talented author. I have not read any of his other books, but I am planning to, and he is just such a talented author, and I feel like he needs to give us more books because... Alright, and then the fourth question asks us a character who totally should have ended up with someone else. And I actually talked about this in my unpopular opinions book tag, but a character that I wished so much had ended up with the other love interest is Leah from the Remnant Chronicles. Leah ended up with one character whom I knew for a fact that she was going to end up with from the second book, but that did not deter me from wishing and wanting her to end up with the other love interest that got introduced in the first book. I wish so much. I'm not gonna say who she ends up with because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I felt that the guy that she ended up with, I felt like their relationship was too insta-love, and the relationship that she had with the guy that I wish she ended up with, I felt like it grew, and it grew more naturally than the... Alright, and question number 5 is totally should have ended differently, and the book that I chose was All We Have Is Now by Lisa Schroeder. I actually read this book towards the beginning of this year, and I talked about it before, in which I absolutely hated the ending of this book. It was such a cop-out. Really hated the direction that the author went, and if you don't know what this book is about, it's basically about these two teenagers who are spending their last 24 hours together. There is an asteroid that is coming to hit the planet, and so they are spending their last 24 hours together, and they're just deciding what to do with their last 24 hours. This book was just like, it was such a great book up until the ending. The ending was such a stupid cop-out, and I hated it, and I wish that the author had ended this book differently. Alright, and then question number 6 is totally should have had a movie franchise. And the book series that I chose is the Reboot Duology by Amy Tintera. There are just 2 books in the series, but this book is so fast-paced, it's so action-packed, that I believe it has all the elements to make a successful movie franchise. It is so good. There's so many action scenes, and there's romance in it, and it's such a gorgeous story, and it's a dystopian mixed with sci-fi, and it's so good. I know that if it was a movie franchise, it would be so successful. Alright, and then question number 7 is totally should have had a TV show. And I chose another great book series. It's actually one of my favorite book series of all time. I've talked about this book series before. It's the Unwind Dystology by Neil Shusterman. This is such a great dystopian book series. It is so political, which a lot of people love. It has a lot of action, which a lot of people love. And there's plenty of romance as well. Because this is a 4-book series, I don't think being a movie franchise would have done this book series justice. It needs to be turned into a TV series because there's so many just complex elements to this book. There's so many intriguing theories. And alright, and then question number 8 is totally should have had only one point of view. And the book that I chose is Ice Like Fire by Sarah Raj. This is the second book in the Snow Like Ashes trilogy, and this book, unlike the first book, had 2 points of view, and I thought it was completely unnecessary. While I enjoyed the perspective from the second character, I felt it was completely pointless. So I did wish that this book was primarily in one point of view from the main character. Alright, and then question number 9 is totally should have had a cover change. And I chose a book that I actually haven't read yet, and it is Every Day by David Levithan. I absolutely think that this cover is hideous. I feel like they could do a much better cover from this book. I think it's just so plain. I heard that this book is absolutely fantastic, and if that's the case, then this book definitely deserves a cover change. Alright, question number 10 is totally should have kept the original covers. And the book series that I chose is the Unwind Dystology by Neil Shusterman. They redid all the covers for this book series, and here's what they look like. Now, I don't think that these covers are horrible. However, I preferred these covers because this book series is disturbing, and I think it's a little bit on the creepy level, and the covers show that. And the author also released a book that is full with novellas about what happens after the final book, which is Undivided, and it's in the new cover. Here is what it looks like, and I will not buy this book. I probably will buy it in ebook form. You guys know me, I like it when my covers match, but if they come out with that book in the original covers, of course I will buy it. I will support the author and buy it. And the final question number 11, is totally should have stopped at book 1. And the book that I chose is the Testing Trilogy by Joelle Charbonneau. I did a full spoiler-free review. If you guys would like to check it out, I'll leave it linked down below. But basically, if you guys have watched my review, that you know that I thought the second book was completely pointless. And then the third book, I hated the ending of that book. It was just the author tried to throw in a plot twist in there, and the plot twist was so completely unnecessary and confusing. This book series should have definitely stopped at book 1. Alright guys, so there you go. That is the totally should have book tag. I had so much fun with this book tag. If you have not done this book tag, please do so. I would love to know some of the things that you totally wish should have happened in certain books. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias. They are linked down below, including Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Have a good day guys, and keep reading. Bye!